some champions in Conway. Welcome in on this Thursday as we get ready for the high school softball championship games. We are opening up with 1A, Taylor and Concord. Taylor looking to continue their dynasty in the sport of softball, looking for their 8th straight state title. Alyssa Orange alongside Wes Moore, and Wes, so much history with them. On the other side, Concord looking for their first.
What a way to start off the state championship games. First game of the weekend, and you got a team that's just been dominant in 1A. Actually, in softball, they've been playing everybody, and it's almost a David and Goliath type situation. I think if most people out there are expecting Taylor, but you have that pressure on Taylor to try to win another state title. Concord, if I'm them, I'm playing with nothing to lose. Let's go out and play ball and see if we can't shock the world.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We're going to sit here and see if they can do it here at Shock Stadium on the campus of the University of Central Arkansas. Here's your schedule for the next couple of days. As we've mentioned, we have the 1A game to kick us all off, Concord versus Taylor, and then we've got baseball as well. Taylor trying to win 2 titles today against St. Joseph's, then the 5A softball here against Sheridan and Benton. And you want to talk about powerhouses, that one tonight is going to be a lot of fun. And then your 5A baseball game tonight at 7 right here on Arkansas PBS, Valley View versus Marion. So much action to bring from you here on day 1. But let's go back to the Tigers, because they're led with one of their strongest players, and she sits in the circle, West.
Yeah, Courtney McHenry has a heck of a player to send out onto the mound. Ayla Buford, not only a great hitter, but she is a great pitcher also. She is signed to play with SAU. She has been the 1A Player of the Year, the state MVP in 22, 23, 24. She plays volleyball. Just a heck of a player, batting .603, like I said. And pitching-wise, just a dominant pitcher, and got a filthy changeup. That's all I've been told. Watch her changeup. It is so good.
Do that off speed. It's impressive. By the way, co-valedictorian, no big deal. Does it on the field and in the classroom as well. On the other side for Concord, it's her partner in the circle, Lakin Cornett.
Lakin Cornett, she's going to hit leadoff. So she's not only a good pitcher, but she's a very good batter, hitting over 500 for the season, 512 to be exact. On the mound, she's got a 3.15 ERA, and they're going to need her to help slow down these Taylor Lady Tigers to have a chance to win the game today.
Well, it would be fun if they could do it. We'll see, though. Like we mentioned, Taylor looking to find their 11th championship overall, their 8th straight. They won last year in shutout fashion over Scranton, 10-0, and just 6 innings. So they've been here before. They know what they need to do, but it is going to be a beautiful day of softball. Right now, it's looking like a high of 81, partly cloudy, but not a lot of clouds in the sky today right now. It's going to be a fun one. We're excited to get going, and we will right after the break. Wes, you ready?
I am ready, and I know the town of Taylor is here. I drove by earlier today, and the stands were already packed an hour before the game, and it looked like all Taylor. Now you can see Concord arriving. This is absolutely perfect.
No one at Taylor is going to work today. Probably not at Concord either. They're all here ready for softball. We'll be right back after this.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by...
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas, and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas PBS Sports. Better connected together. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas.
UAMS is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. UAMS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at UAMShealth.com. Winrock Automotive supports Arkansas athletes as a sponsor of the Arkansas PBS Sports broadcast of the high school state championship games, with 7 dealerships across the state serving Little Rock, Conway, and Jonesboro. Winrock Automotive is community-focused and provides vehicle sales and service across Arkansas. We're honored to be a part of these unforgettable moments celebrating Arkansas student athletes. Winrock Automotive, connecting communities through service and support.
They're ready to go here in Conway. So are we. In the circle for Concord. We mentioned her, Lakin Cornett. She's got a 3.14 ERA and a ball one to start things off, but she faces Taylor's pitcher, Wes, who you talked about earlier as well, and Ayla Buford.
Ayla Buford hitting over 600, 603 to be exact, and she's on base 67% of the time. 2 out of every 3 at bats, she's getting on base.
That's impressive. Another ball here for Cornett.
And you can tell that she gets a lot of walks, too. Not only a good hitter, but she's going to be a patient hitter up there. If you're not going to throw her strike, she'll take her walk and get on base.
She was ready for that one. You could tell that one much better there from Cornett, but just settle down a little bit. You kind of expect a little nerves sometimes in this championship game, but she looks like she'll start to settle down there in the circle as Buford trying to get a leadoff hit for the Tigers here.
It doesn't matter. It's her 4th state championship game. You know, it's still a state championship game. You're going to be jacked up for the start of the game.
All right, she's got a 3-1 count now. This is kind of where she gets to be patient, trying to get a runner on base for the Lady Tigers. Pops it up in foul territory, off the fence, gets another try here and a full count. We'll see what she does.
We're going to see Buford on the mound a little bit later. She pitched a perfect game in the first round of the state tournament. You talk about nerves. That first game is the toughest game in the state tournament for a lot of teams because you want to get into the flow of things. She helped her team out tremendously by pitching a perfect game.
And she's a senior. She knows what she's doing, but swings there high at that rise ball. Great pitch by Cornett to get Buford out for the first out of the inning.
What a good pitch. Goes up high with it and couldn't lay off. Got the big eyes, and may kind of contribute that to the nerves right there because that's a pitch she's not normally going to swing at.
No, but it rose really well by the time it crossed the plate. There it is again, that rise ball. And if she can get that going where it's going to throw off batters, because, again, it's all about timing. And you don't got a lot of it on the softball diamond. And if it looks pretty out of her hand, 2 strikes now on Kendall Hamlin, the left fielder for the Lady Tigers. She could work that pitch all day, Wes.
Well, you know what? Her ERA is at 3.15. It's not the greatest, but you're seeing here she's on a little bit of a roll, and that's what I've been told. She's been really good in the state tournament. She has just picked up her game in the side of the circle throughout the state tournament, and she's off to a great start.
Her second K of the day. Let's look at the people backing her up on the defensive side there for Concord.
A little bit outside on that one behind Ayla Buford at shortstop. We got Aniston Nolte. The second baseman's Brinley McClendon. First base is Buford, or Maddie Ballantyne. I'm sorry, can't read my own writing. Brooke Jones. Another pitch outside.
A 2-0
trying
count
to settle
here
down.
on Ashlyn Clark, the second baseman for Taylor. Here's another look at that defense, though, for Cornett. Pops this one up into foul territory.
Hamlin hitting .369 on the season. She gets on base a lot, .573. How about that for your first 2 hitters, getting on base over 2/3 of the time and more than half of the time. She's got 32 RBI from her spot hitting second in the lineup. You call that a strike? Was that the hand?
I think he did. I think he did.
He's
call
giving
that
that
a strike.
outside
So it's
strike.
now a
I'll tell you that. That's twice
2-2
easy.
count here for Cornett. And let's see if she goes back to this rise ball that's been working for her.
You nailed it.
A little too high, though. She wanted it, though.
Hamlin came up big in the quarterfinals. She hit a walk-off triple to knock off Westside.
And there is strikeout number 3. She strikes out the side. What a start for Lakin Cornett. You know how to pick these players to watch here, Wes. Coming up
Perfect.
after this, the Pirates going to step into the batter's box.
You know, I think sports are really big to a lot of people, and because it's an important part of our fabric in our community, And the one good thing about what I've seen is it's high quality production. You know, you think of the small communities all over Arkansas, it's a big deal that they can turn on the TV or DVR or whatever and know they're going to get a quality product. And so I think it just expands the focus of what PBS is doing. You know, Arkansas PBS is doing a great job, and I think it's part of education.
This broadcast is underwritten in part by
Centennial Bank supports communities across Arkansas and is a proud supporter of the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports, providing financial services since 1999. Member FDIC. More at my100bank.com.
Welcome back. There she is, Ayla Buford, the senior leader on this Taylor Tigers team inside the circle here. We talked about her earlier, Wes, and just how dominant she's been in the circle and in the batter's box for that mind, but she just is one of those steady leaders for this Taylor team. This is a place she's been before, hoping to win another title and add another ring to her collection today.
And give you a lot of incredible stats as she's getting ready to face Lakin Cornett. Pitcher-on-pitcher battle here to start off the bottom of the first inning. But Buford has an ERA under 1, .771. That's incredible. 611 career strikeouts. But what I think is just fantastic, 5 walks this year. All these innings she's pitched this year, 5 walks, 109 innings pitched, and she's walked 5 batters. That's insane.
That's insane. That kind of consistency in the circle is huge, and a big part of why Taylor's been able to have the kind of success that they've had so far this season. 2-0-2, excuse me, on Cornett. That's ball 1 for her, but we talk about just how valuable of a player she is, and she's got a big career ahead of her. She signed to play at Southern Arkansas University, and the Mule Riders just won the GAC. They're off to their NCAA tournament, and she gets to go and join a very successful program from high school now over to college when she gets to Southern Arkansas.
Busted her inside with that pitch, sped up the bat, and I wonder if we don't see that filthy changeup right here to get her first strikeout of the game.
There it was. I don't think it was a changeup, but it was a strike, and that's all that mattered. The first strikeout here for Ayla Buford on Lakin Cornett, and that is 1 out for the Tigers. Here is a look at that Winrock Automotive batting lineup for the Concord Pirates. We talked about Lincoln Cornett, but then you also have Taylor White here, who is in the box. Lily Tharp, Brooke Jones, Maddie Ballantyne, Kendall Devers, Brianna Jones, Lainey Brackett, and Lexi Cannon round out this Taylor team.
White hitting .514 on the season. Lays off the high pitch. Got a hitter's count now at 2-0.
Don't jinx her, Wes. We talked about her walks, but let's see what she does here. A little behind in the count and how she attacks Taylor White here in the box.
Yeah, jinxed. I said only 5 walks all season, and right after I say it, she goes to a 3-0 count.
And this is a hitter's count for Taylor White, who, as you can see, on that left side of home plate, she's looking to slap, she's looking to drag bunt. She has speed. She is very fast down the base path, and if they can get her on, we'll see how much they can try to do to get her around the bases. And I think this is what you're talking about, this battling from Ayla Buford. No big deal that she was at a 3-0 count, battling back to a full count now, and feeling a little bit more in control with her pitches selection and what she's able to do in the circle.
Laid off the high one. First base runner of the game for Concord. Gets White on base.
Pitcher number 13.
And I think that's a really good approach there by White. When you're going against a pitcher who does not walk batters really at all, now just her 5th on the season, or 6th on the season, it's sometimes intimidating to even just step into the batter's box against a pitcher like that. But to be patient and to draw a walk, really discipline there from Taylor White.
Lily Tharp up now, see if she can continue the inning. Good job by Kendall Hamlin. She's the catcher for Ayla Buford. She handled the low ball, got up ready to throw. See how aggressive Concord may want to be here in the first inning.
Lily Tharp, one of the batting leaders for this Concord team, batting .430, just behind Lakin Cornett and Taylor White, who are batting over .500, which in baseball or softball, very impressive to be able to do that. She's got a 1-2 count on her now, and looks like Ayla Buford has a little bit of control in the circle. We're still waiting to see that changeup, though.
Love how she bounced back, though, after the walk. She came back and just attacking the hitter, Lily Tharp. Just went straight after her, got her down in the 1-2 count right now. There you go.
A little bit low. That was it. She wanted it, and just a little low, and good on Lily Tharp there to hold off on that pitch. You know, it's critical to be able to score runs against this Taylor team, and so Concord seeing if they can strike first here. White on the steal, and they got it. What a throw. I don't not like the attempt there to try to steal, but a big throw there, and that is out number 2 for Taylor, as Taylor White thrown out at second base. Let's watch this again, Wes.
Yeah, Hamlin, I thought, did a great job. She kind of bobbled the catch and was able just to stay patient with it, not rush her throw, and the throw was absolutely perfect.
And there is strike 3. So throw them out, strike them out just like that, and Tigers get out of the inning. And we're going to head to break, see if they can do anything offensively when we get back.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
I overheard you say, nobody knows what this is, and I shouted out, I do.
For a collector like myself, this is like heaven.
Here we go. I'm home.
The party is just getting started.
They're so romantic. Oh.
I don't have to tell you, it's been a thrilling trip so far.
Seeing those stars perform gave a little glimpse of that home that was waiting for you upon your return.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
This broadcast is underwritten, in part by...
Summerwood Sports Complex in Bryant features 4 courts across 2 gyms, located off Interstate 30, offering space for tournaments, practices, and training. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS. More at summerwoodsports.com.
Here we go to the top of the second as the Taylor Tigers are back on the offensive side. We've got Macy Downs, Jenna Braswell, and Adley Buford going to be your 3 players to come at bat here for the Tigers. Here's a look at their batting lineup. After Buford, you've got Brinley McClendon, Kaylee McHenry, and Aniston Nolte. And this is a lineup, Wes, that can do damage offensively if they get going. We'll see how Concord continues to handle them, specifically Lakin Cornett in the circle.
Well, for a team, Taylor is hitting .439. That's absolutely insane. The lowest batting average in the starting lineup is .338.
No pressure.
No pressure, but they've outscored opponents 333 to 26. I mean, that's more than 10 times the opponents have scored. 333 to 26, just some insane numbers Taylor's been able to put up this season.
Really impressive there, and that's another foul ball, and oh man, then that's one she's gonna want back there. Unfortunately, Lily Tharp not able to catch that pop fly foul ball behind her, and sometimes that's hard, especially with that mask. I caught a little bit when my days playing softball. It's so much easier to be able to take that mask off so you can see, and depending on where the sun is, maybe she kind of just lost track of the ball there.
Yeah, no, the sun is an issue, and it's going to be an issue. Thankfully, I'm not complaining about it. I'm glad we got sunny skies and don't have to deal with any rain today, but the sun's going to be an issue for the players looking up for those high pop-ups, and that time, that's just something that usually Taylor takes advantage of.
Well, here is now Jenna Braswell inside the box, and you mentioned all of these really high batting averages. She is averaging .365. She's got an on-base percentage of .524, 18 RBI, and you know, one thing, Wes, that I've noticed as she takes a walk there to get on base, a lot of these players, not just softball players, they're playing volleyball as well. They are together probably year-round.
Macy Braswell, or Macy Downs, I should say, was I never talked to you about her on-base percentage, .632. And she just increased that by getting on base with the walk. Now Jenna Braswell up, and she's looking to advance the runner over to second. Braswell hitting .365 herself. And we're just going to continue to talk about these batting averages.
I mean,
because
it
the
is
entire
so
team
impressive,
is great.
right? And you know, you're trying to bunt your runner here. I like this smart move. We'll see if she tries to do it again, and she does. Pops it up, pops it behind. Now you've got 2 strikes on you, though, and you're likely not going to bunt in this situation. They're going to have her swing away, but again, that batting average says that that's no big deal.
And Braswell is a 3-sport star. Not only did she play volleyball, part of that volleyball team to reach the Final Four this year, but she was also on the basketball team, and they went to the Elite Eight. So now she's in the championship game.
I don't know when these athletes sleep sometimes. And that is strike 3 there. Lakin Cornett with another strikeout.
Her 4th of the game.
Her
Every
4th,
4 outs, it's been a strikeout for Lakin.
And it has been fun already. We're just in the top of the 2nd inning, and these 2 pitchers going back and forth inside the circle. A lot of fun. Here's what it looks like around Lakin Cornett for the defense here. For Concord, Brooke Jones at 3rd, Kendall Devers at shortstop, Lainey Brackett at 2nd base. And she's got a pretty strong defensive unit behind her. Maddie Ballantyne at 1st, Lexi Canyon, Taylor White, and Cadence Ganon here in left field.
Adley Buford now at the plate. She's hitting .448. She also played basketball. Has a 4.0 GPA, getting it done in the classroom and on the field. 35 RBI on the season for her. She's looking for 36.
And that was a good pitch there by Cornett. A little bit low. I mean, it looks like from where we're sitting, Adley Buford tall like her sister, and that one just a little at the knees though, but a good strike.
It's a pitcher strike zone so far early in this game. We've seen it consistently giving the outside strike, giving a high strike, seen a low strike. I think that's encouraging to the batter. You get up there and swing. There's no need
there
to.
There it is, and a swing and a miss. Another K for Cornett, and really having some fun there in the circle. You could tell 2 pitches ago she was looking on that outside corner to see if Adley would chase. She did not, but put it right down the middle and just blew it by her. So we are 2 down here in the top of the 1st, and a runner still on first base for Taylor, trying to get her to advance to 2nd or 3rd, try to see if they can get a run here. And Brinley McClendon trying to put down the bunt. I can see a strategy here, Wes, with these batters that followed Macy Downs.
I'm trying to use a little bit of her speed, get on base. She's hitting over .360 for the season. She's also a volleyball player, all-state in volleyball.
There's something to be said about these multi-sport athletes for sure. Squares around again, tries to put down the bump, but it fouls off of her. So another attempt. Again, now you're down in the count, 0-2. You're not going to try to bunt this time now, so trying to advance her with a base hit.
Lakin Cornett looking for her 6th strikeout of the game.
And gets her to chase with that rise ball. Well done by Cornett. As you mentioned, her 6th so far of the day. We are headed to the bottom of the 2nd after this.
1, 2, 3. A change is happening.
Let the groove take over.
Which is perfect. The age of discovery is now.
When you hear it, you know what it is.
I am quite overwhelmed.
It's a joy to be in this world.
This broadcast is underwritten In part by
Everett Buick GMC provides vehicles to Arkansas families and supports local organizations. Community involvement has been part of our story for generations. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports. More at everettbgmc.com.
Support for Arkansas PBS Sports comes from Wendy's. The seasonal menu includes options like the mushroom bacon cheeseburger. Availability may vary by location. I have to tell you, Wes, Wendy's is my favorite when it comes to fast food.
I'm not going to argue that.
I am a spicy chicken sandwich, the OG kind of girl. That's my go-to here.
I'm a Baconator.
Okay.
I can do the big Baconator.
Yes.
I can do the son of the Baconator. It doesn't matter.
There you
Just,
go.
how hungry am I? I'm going to nail the Baconator.
My mom used to give me a hard time, though, especially when I was playing softball because we were burning so many calories, practicing and playing all the time, and I could eat one of their triple cheeseburgers. I don't think I can do that anymore. Welcome back now here in the bottom of the second. You've got Ayla Buford back in the circle, and now we see Brooke Jones here up to bat for Concord.
Is that the first ball we've seen him play?
I think it is. That is the first hit that we have seen outside of a walk, 2 walks. The first contact
pitcher's
we've
duel
seen.
so far with Buford
Valentine.
and Cornett. They've just been outstanding so far to begin this game.
Well, both of these programs knew exactly what they were getting into when they walked into this game. Concord trying to win their first title, Taylor trying to win their 11th overall title, and you've got 2 dominant pitchers. Offense is going to be a premium today.
Yeah, I was thinking back, Buford had 2 strikeouts in the first inning, and I was like, how was that third out? Oh, it was the catcher that threw out the runner at second. So, yes, that was the first ball to be put in play.
There's a strike there.
That's a good example of that wide strike zone, but it's consistent. I mean, the players now know that he's going to give that strike, so you got to be swinging.
Maddie Ballantyne at the plate now for Concord.
If you're going to give it to me, I'm going to keep taking it. I'm going to keep throwing it on that outside corner. It may be a little off the plate, but I'm going to keep throwing it there until you call it a ball.
And now at this point here in the bottom of the second, now granted they haven't seen the lineup full all the way around, but you just have to be aggressive as a batter. And even if you don't like it, foul it off, see something you do like. Here's the head coach here for the Concord Pirates and Greg White. Excited about his team. He really likes what they bring to the table, obviously making it all the way to the championship game here. And as I mentioned, they haven't won a title as a program yet, but they've been to this championship game 3 times. The last time they were here was in 2018. They were also here in 16 and 15, trying to see if they can get it done in 2025.
A dominant run in the state tournament. They knocked off St. Joseph 14-5 in the first round, shut out Magazine 9-0, and then shut out Sacred Heart 7-0. So they are rolling in the state tournament. She tried to get that outside corner once again. That time just a little too far outside to get the strike call.
Kendall Devers here at the plate for Concord, and this is where you just have to be aggressive. I'm sure the strike zone is going to adjust and shrink as the game goes by, but you just have to be aggressive as a batter inside the box, swing at things you might not like and foul them off, and try to get that pitch count up for Ayla Buford. I don't know how much that's going to matter, but the more pitches she throws, maybe it could be an advantage for Concord. There it is.
Pretty.
There's that changeup that we've talked about. That was pretty. And you can kind of tell, kind of threw Devers off there, but that is another K for Buford. That is her 4th of the day.
Ortho Arkansas is the official
Such a beautiful pitch there.
for the Arkansas Activities Association.
Well done. That is out number 3. Let's head to a break. The top of the 3rd after this.
Football and basketball.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
Hi, I'm Steve Weldon, inviting you to join me for a fun-filled 3-day hike in one of the most scenic national parks in America.
Now I'm going further, following a route inspired by the Pan American Highway, a system of roads connecting the Americas.
Each week we travel the country north to south, east to west, exploring some of the most exciting gardens.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
This broadcast is underwritten in part by...
For over 70 years, Farm Bureau Insurance has offered coverage for automobiles, homes, farms, and lives across Arkansas. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association. More at afbic.com.
Welcome back here for the 1A state championship game, Concord versus Taylor. And I love some good trivia here, Wes. Here's our question for this game. Who was the last school other than Taylor to win a 1A softball championship? You got an idea?
Yeah, you got to go back 8 years. Well, I guess 9 years, throw in the
Maybe.
COVID year.
Yeah,
And then
we'll give our audience an answer here as the inning unfolds. But I think you're on the right track. And I think the team currently in the defensive side of the field right now, Lake and Cornett in the circle, might be a clue to what year it was.
Callie McHenry up now for Taylor. McHenry hitting in the 8th spot. Sophomore hitting .475, .587 on base percentage.
Taylor seeing if they can get a runner on base. If they can, and Callie McHenry, and then Aniston Nolte, you get back to the top of the lineup in Ayla Buford. But you got to get through Lake and Cornett first, and Callie McHenry is not going to do it. That is strikeout number 7 for Cornett on the game, and now Aniston Nolte steps into the box. And I have to say, it is impressive right now what Cornett is doing with these strikeouts, Wes. When you look at the batting averages for the Lady Tigers that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, she's hitting .424 from the 9 spot, right? .521, almost like another leadoff hitter for Taylor to get on base and have Ayla Buford knock her in. But she had a walk-off triple to beat Jasper in the first round of the state tournament. Also a part of the volleyball team. Good eye there. Gets to a 2-0 hitters count.
Here's a fun fact for you for Aniston Nolte, Wes. Her GPA, her batting average higher than her GPA. 4.24, 4.05.
That's when you know you're a good hitter.
Exactly. You're doing it all pretty well here. And Aniston Nolte trying to get on base.
My batting average was higher than my GPA, but my GPA was like 2 at
Well,
8,
yeah.
You know?
I mean,
it's not the same.
Not
the same
really
comparison.
the same. And there you go. She draws a walk, and she is excited because that means Ayla Buford now back up for the Tigers. And now you've seen Lake and Cornett one complete round all the way around in your batting lineup. Everyone has seen her one time through, and so see if the approach is a little different here.
One time through the batting order, no hits given up, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. All 7 outs came from the strikeout. But she keeps jumping ahead. That's one of the great things, you know, when you, as a batter, constantly in a 0-1, 1-2 count, you kind of get a little defensive.
That one a little outside, though. That looks pretty good from where we're sitting, but Ayla Buford able to hold off. She's got a 1-1 count now.
And that may be from seeing her once already. It helps her.
There we go, making some contact here through the infield, and the Tigers, look at that excitement. That's right, they can feel that offense starting to get their groove a little bit. They've now got 2 on
First
here
hit
in
of the
the
game.
top of the 3rd, and now they're seeing if they can rally, and Coach White wants to talk to his infield. Just calm them down and let them know, hey, let's not let this get bigger than it is right now. Let's just get some outs. Right now you got to force out at any base. Get back to your fundamentals. Don't get overwhelmed. But you could kind of tell they thought the shortstop was going over to cover the bag in a steal attempt, and then Ayla Buford able to put it exactly where she was. a handful of steps prior to that moment.
I love Buford hit it where it was pitched. It was outside, so she just took it to the outside. And with Devers moving towards second, opened up a hole and hit it where they weren't. So now we got a little rally, first and second, and went out.
And there you go. Kendall Hamlin lays down the bunt. She's out at first, but advances the runner. She does her job. And now you've got runners in scoring position for the Tigers. Aniston Nolte standing at third base. Ayla Buford at second. And now we've got Ashlyn Clark coming up here to bat. See if she can knock in a run here with just one out for the Tigers.
Clark with 26 RBI on the season. This is a big chance for her to pick up 1 or maybe 2 RBI with a base hit.
It's a good pitch there by Cornett. We have 2 down, excuse me. I forgot about the K at the top of the inning. The inning to start the inning. So now we've got 2 outs, 2 on. Another strike on Kendall.
How good has Cornett been so far? Well, Ashlyn Clark had only struck out 3 times all year.
That's impressive.
Well, she struck out the first at bat. So, I mean, she's got 4 now, and Cornett was able to get her earlier, looking for to make it 2 for 2 with the pitcher's count here.
Lily Tharp doing a good job getting that one that kind of went away, but a pop up there to shortstop. Devers is at where she needs to be on that play, and just like that, they are out of the threat. They're just going to see if they can take some of that momentum offensively into their own dugout. When we get back, Concord on deck.
I have some glad tidings to impart.
Whoa! Look at that!
I'm still surprised at how good I am.
Jane Austen was my sister. I didn't think I would ever study medicine, but here I am.
Absolutely delicious, especially straight out of the oven.
I've never seen anything like this.
I think we have sufficient cause for celebration.
Since 1937, the electric cooperatives of Arkansas have been providing power to homes, farms, and businesses across our state. The cooperatives are member-owned and work together to serve Arkansans. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas proudly support high school students and athletics in Arkansas and hope you enjoy watching the state championship games on Arkansas PBS Sports. Better connected together. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas.
Welcome back to Shock Stadium here on the University of Central Arkansas campus. Good to be with you here in the bottom of the third. We asked you that trivia question earlier. Who was the last school other than Taylor to win a 1A softball championship? Wes?
One of our viewers texted me, Nemo Vista.
There it is.
Wow.
Nemo Vista in
that?
2016, who defeated Concord in that championship game. And that feels like a long time ago. Almost 10 years ago there in 2016, the last time Taylor did not win. That is how impressive and dominant this program has been. And as we've mentioned, trying to win their 11th overall, their 8th in a row. We've got Ayla Buford back in the circle. Brianna Jones here at the plate. She's followed by Lainey Brackett and Lexi Cannon. Trying to get some runners on base, see if they can get some of that momentum Taylor tried to have at the top of the inning and score this game's first run, Wes.
Bottom third of the lineup up for Greg White's Pirates, trying to get some base runners for the top of the lineup, and Lakin Cornett when she comes back around.
Outside, trying to get her to chase. You can see there, that's exactly what they wanted. Kendall Hamlin setting her stance up outside of the plate there, but really good discipline by Brianna Jones not to swing at that pitch. A good hit. Where is that? That one. Great catch there.
Gina Braswell coming
catch by Gina Braswell there, falling to make it happen, keeping Jones off the base. And that, as a pitcher, is exactly what you want from your defense.
Well, Braswell's first step was the correct step. She came in and to her left. She read it perfectly off the bat and you couldn't have a misstep or that's a base hit. She read that perfectly off the bat.
Well done there by Braswell out in center field. Shout out to the outfielders. I was one of those in high school. And yeah, it's so hard sometimes to not take that first step backwards, because that's sometimes what you're taught, is to take that first step. But the way that that ball was falling so fast, she was able to get it moving in the right direction there.
Well, let's be honest, too. In this game, it's hard to stay focused because there's been no action whatsoever to the outfield. It's been a lot of strikeouts and not a lot of balls in play. And she was able to stay focused, ready to go for her opportunity. And great play there in center field to keep leadoff hitter off the base.
Yes, it was. And you're absolutely right. We've talked a lot about these pitchers, but you also have to credit the defense around them and behind them. They're doing work, but they know if I make a mistake, like Ayla Buford probably would admit to making right there, she's got the talent behind her to back her up.
She was trying to bust her inside with it, and quick bat from Jones, and was able to get a little bat on the ball, had a chance.
Laney Brackett with the strikeout just then, and this is Lexi Cannon now, the number 9 batter for Concord here, trying to get on base to bring back up Lakin Cornett in the top of this batting order. But right now, I think Ayla Buford with a 1-1 count against Lexi Cannon, trying to get the Tigers out of the inning, back in the dugout.
Looks like Buford's got control of her game now on. Right, at the beginning, maybe like we said, maybe some nerves. She walked a batter. That's uncharacteristic of her.
Good change up there by Cannon. That one a little higher.
The ball had to look huge coming in. She got so excited.
She wanted to swing, and you sometimes just that timing, you get thrown off just a little bit, but there's nothing you can do. It's like your body wants to swing, even if your mind's saying, don't do it, don't do it, and that is. They say that she didn't go around, so a 2-2 count.
I was ready to ring her up. I'm glad I'm not on first base.
Wes has something else to say about that one, but you know, Lexi's still standing in the box, so
I'm sure he got
Wes,
it right.
that's why you're over here.
Yeah, he's got a better angle than I do.
A full count now for Lexi Cannon. Let's see what Ayla Buford chooses to do in this situation, or if Concord can get a base runner here.
You got to go after the 9-hole hitter.
And there it is. A strikeout for Buford to get out of the inning. And just like that, we're headed to break scoreless still between Taylor and Concord as we now head to the top of the 4th.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
When you see how vulnerable and helpless they are, you wonder how any of them make it. It's okay. You're safe.
After achieving a remotely controlled pileup,
everybody is safe. We will now investigate.
What can be learned from the chaos?
Oh my God.
1 out of every 4 animals is a beetle. Insects with armor.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
UANS is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. UANS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at uanshealth.com.
Our Arkansas PBS Student All-Star is Izzy Garrett. Izzy is a shortstop at St. Joseph. The senior has a 4.27 ERA, and she plans to attend the University of Missouri to major in accounting. Congratulations to Izzy Garrett, the Arkansas PBS Student All-Star.
There you go, Izzy. Anyone who's going to school for accounting or finance or anything like that, tip of a cap to them. Math is not my strong suit, Wes.
We need her up here doing these batting averages and on-base percentages.
We do. We need Izzy here in the booth with us. That would be a lot of fun. Welcome back here as we're now in the top of the 4th. And we've got Macy Downs here in the batter's box for Taylor. And again, Lakin Cornett in the circle for Concord. She's got a 2-0 count on her. A swing, pops it up into foul territory. So she'll get another opportunity to try to get on base.
Thank you.
Macy's the only one that's been on base, right? She's had a walk in the first inning. hitting .543 and such a good hitter. She was mad at herself for fouling that ball off. It was a tough inside pitch, but she was still upset. Lead off of that one.
3-1 count now for her. And look, I think at this point, Wes, I think we can agree a walk is just as good as a base hit in this game.
Second best on-base percentage for the team. And she does it
There
again,
it is.
2 for 2.
Draws her second walk of the day to get on base for the Tigers. A leadoff runner now at first. We'll see if they can take advantage of this opportunity as Gina Braswell, who just made that spectacular catch in center field, now up to bat.
Braswell hitting .365. You got to wonder, will they try to bunt her over, get a runner in scoring position?
Wow, Wes, it's like you're a fortune teller. This is the one thing we've noticed, though, with bunting for both teams. The inability to get the bunt down, and it's hard, I understand. But it's in games like these where we know runs are going to be at a premium, especially base runners, too. You got to lay the bunt down, so we'll see if she does it for this second attempt here.
I figure they would. Since they had Kendall Hamlin, their 2-hitter, bunting earlier, they're going to.
An unfortunate catch popped up, caught back there by Lily Tharp, and that is out number 1 of the inning. And that's just not what you want when you're trying to advance base runners with the bunt. That ball a little high, and she just raised her bat there to pop it up into the air instead of down onto the ground. Here's a replay, Wes.
First baseman for
off of that, easier said than done, but you know, when you get a chance against Lake and Cornett, you got to take advantage of it, and right now Taylor hasn't been able to do it. They had runners on second and third, couldn't score in the last inning, get a leadoff walk, unable to advance her, and so now Buford's going to try to do it a different way. Adley this time up at the bat. She's hitting .448 for the season.
Already behind in the count, 0-1. And there's that outside corner, which we've seen go both ways a little bit, Wes, today.
Consistently calling it, so the batters know that now.
Making contact, great ball there, right in no man's land. And now you've got 2 on for the Tigers, and that's what you want. Poke it right out there, right over the shortstop's head, but still too shallow for that left fielder to run in and grab it. And a great piece of hitting there by Adley Buford. Sitting back, patient, takes it opposite side. And now you've got 2 on and an opportunity.
I'm sure Coach White for Concord and Coach McHenry for Taylor is telling the hitters, look, they're calling that outside pitch. So, you know what? Go ahead and swing it. Just take it the other way. And we've seen that twice already now for Taylor. Ayla Buford did that in the last inning, and now they get another opposite field hit. But if you know that outside ball is going to be called a strike, just take it the other way. Go with it.
Brenly McClendon there with that failed bunt attempt, and we keep talking about it. I think if we were to ask the head coaches, they'd probably tell us they wish they were bunting better a little bit today, but just doing anything they can. Small ball, base hits, anything to get some base runners advanced and to score a run here in this game.
Look at Downs there on second base. She got there with the leadoff walk. Buford on first. Adley.
Yeah, struck out her first time at bat. This is her second time seeing Cornett. Lays off that outside pitch. Good discipline there to stay off that rise ball, because I guarantee you it looks good out of Cornett's hand, but that just goes to show when you face the pitcher a second time, you've got a better idea of her tendencies and what she's going to pitch at you. And there it is, strike number 3. That is hard to lay off, but again, that's a situation where your hitters just, you have to battle. Even if you don't like it, foul it off. Try to see if you can see something else you like, because her second K of the day for McClendon, and now it's 2 outs for Concord.
8th strikeout of the day for Cornett. Trying to work out a little trouble here in the top of the 4th. Runners on first and second.
A high strike there on Kaylee McHenry. Foul ball, Strike 2, 0-2 count now for Cornett.
McHenry's got 32 RBI sitting there at the bottom of the lineup. Most RBI at the bottom of the lineup. So she's been in some big situations this year and been able to come through.
See if she can do it here for her team, the top of the 4th. Good patience there to lay off the first ball at her at bat there. A 1-2 count now for McHenry against Cornett. And ball 2.
Patient, good eye. A lot of coaches like to put another good clutch RBI hitter in that 8 spot, kind of see it as a second cleanup hitter, and that's what McHenry's been able to do this season for Taylor.
There it is, ball 3. Now she's got a full count, and you mentioned it, Wes, a .587 on base percentage, and that just shows patience, especially here at the bottom of the lineup. Understands the value there of just getting on base. Making contact, finds the hole. They're going to send her around, and there it is. There is the first run of the game for Taylor, and they're up 1-0, and just like that, we talked about it. Kaylee McHenry, 32 RBI on the season. Now make it 33 as she gives herself and her team the lead, and that is just patient hitting again. Getting and taking what the pitcher gives you and finding that open spot right there in left center field, and good distance too to allow Downs to come around and score. And another accident there is going to score another run. That was Aniston Nolte with that pop-up that was just misjudged out there in center field, and just like that, Taylor's got a 2-0 lead.
Well, the aggressiveness of Taylor paid off with Downs scoring from second. I wasn't sure if they were going to send her or not. And their base coach was aggressive, center, scored easily without a throw. And then you get Nolte with a little pop-up, a little blooper. Texas League blooper falls in where they weren't, and you get a 2-0 lead.
And a 2-out rally here for the Tigers as we go back to the top of the lineup. And Ayla Buford pops this one over the left fielder's head up to the wall. That will score 2, and she clears the bases as the Tigers add 2 more to the scoreboard. And just like that, on that 2-out rally, I believe they scored 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Buford's the only one on base.
Perfect. So there you go, a 2-out rally, a 4-0 game now, Wes.
How about the McHenry, Nolte, Buford all coming up big with 2 outs, and all of a sudden we had a pitcher's duel, and they've blown it open. 4 straight runs. Buford, you saw the power from Buford that time. Just the left fielder thought she had a play on it. Next thing you know, it's over her head and bouncing off the fence. And with 2 outs, both runners were moving, and they were able to score easily.
You also see there, too, with Ayla taking it opposite side. And, oh, no, another misfortune is going to score another run. Ayla Buford on an accidental drop there by the right fielder, Lexi Cannon. And, again, we don't know where the sun is really located, but it looks like kind of right over there in right field might be tough. But that's one she's going to want back because that hits the glove, and she just closes that glove prematurely to see that ball drop on the ground, and it is now a 5-0 game. And make that 6-0, Wes.
Yeah, that was a solid base hit. You had a sinking line drive out in right field. It's a tough play. I know Lexi thinks she should have made that play and probably would make it most of the time. And now you just have all that momentum, and it's Concord just needs one of those timeouts. If it was basketball or football, you'd be calling the timeout and trying to regroup things right now, and maybe visit to the mound wouldn't be the worst thing.
That was Ashlyn Clark, and she just scored that 6th run of the game, and that was Macy Downs, which brought us back to where we started here in the top of the 4th. But it didn't matter. The Tigers putting up 6 runs here on a 2-out rally, and that's quite a cushion as they now take the field and see if Concord can do anything to cut into that lead. We'll be right back from UCA after this.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
Meet the groundbreaking author Amy Tan.
I am a writer and a tether to the past.
I've been photographing Asian Americans in New York City for 50 years.
Who do you see? Corky Lee.
taking pictures.
We don't quite feel home in Korea, and we don't quite feel home here in America.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
UAMS is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. UAMS Health provides orthopedic and sports medicine care across Arkansas, supporting athletes and teams throughout the state. Find out more at UAMShealth.com.
UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine supports athletes, programs, and events across Arkansas. Clinics are located throughout Central and Northwest Arkansas. Learn more at UAMShealth.com. Welcome back. And if you're just now joining us, you might be saying 6-0. What's going on? Well, the Taylor Tigers able to put up 6 at the top of the 4th. We're going to see here now if Concord can answer back and try to cut into that lead. But Wes, all of that unfolding with 2 outs for the Tigers, and that is just discipline on that offensive side to just take advantage of some mistakes.
And a McHenry single, then Nolte with the fielding error gets on base. Buford doubles. Hamlin gets on with another fielding error, and then Clark finishes it off with a single. Right now you can see Taylor's got all the momentum, just the way they're out there, the way they just got that play. I mean, they're just aggressive, scooped it up through it to first. They all come together. They're just feeling it right now, all the confidence in the world, and Concord's got to get a little something to get the momentum back, to get back in the game.
To try to get something going, and you can tell it feels like the Tigers maybe a little more loose out there than they were in the 3rd inning, and that was Lakin Cornett who grounded out to second base for the first out of the inning. Back at the top of the order for Concord, Taylor White now at bat, the center fielder here. She walked her first time up, trying to see if she can get on base for her team and start a rally like the Tigers did.
You get somebody on base, and that's what Cornett was trying to do. She was aggressive, saw a pitch she liked, just hit it right at the second baseman. Now White tries to get a little rally, and that's what Taylor was able to do. We talked about the 2-out rally. You got 3 outs to play with. Just start the rally here, get on base.
Good slap bunt attempt there by White, but it goes foul for strike number 2 here.
And in Buford's mind, as a pitcher, after you get 6 runs, now let's go. Let's get a shutdown inning. Let's get back in the dugout. Let's get back out there and hit some more, score some more runs.
Especially when you contribute to that 6-run rally with 2 RBI of your own, and that really nice double she had over the left fielder's head.
Yeah, no doubt that was the hardest hit ball that we've seen so far in the game. Taking it the other way, taking it to the left field, to the fence.
Taylor White still battling here with a 2-2 count. Again, walked her first time, and as we've mentioned, a walk just as good. Oh, reaching for that high rise ball and just out of her way. Swing and a miss for out number 2. And you could kind of tell the way that she held up there a little bit, Wes. She didn't want it, and then all of a sudden last second, it's like her body took her momentum around and she swung at it anyways.
It is so tempting.
It's
just
so
floating
hard
up there.
It's so hard to hold back sometimes in that opportunity, and you want it, and then you miss. I've been there.
Well, and you see it, and it's kind of floating, and you think, well, it could drop at the last second, drop in there as a strike. I don't want to, just watch it go by and get called out on strike. So you just put a swing on it, try to knock it away.
Lily Tharp here, the catcher for Concord, now at bat. Struck out her first time facing Ayla Buford. Behind in the count now, 1-2.
Tharp hitting .430 on the season. One of the better hitters for this Concord team. She's one of Buford's 7 strikeouts.
No, that was strike 3, but she bobbled there behind the plate, and so she's able to advance, get to first base, even though it was a drop strike 3 because Kendall Hamlin dropped it. She was able to get up and run, and so, hey, the Tigers were able to have a 2-out rally. Let's see if the Pirates can do one of their own with now Lily Tharp on first base.
I think the swing threw Hamlin off a little bit. It was a little inside and just Caused her to just miss the ball, fooled her.
Brooke Jones now the third baseman for Concord. She's got one on. Foul ball, 1 strike.
Jones the cleanup hitter for Concord. She was able to get the bat on the ball. One of the few with 8 strikeouts already for Buford, and she's looking at her 12th hitter of the day. Pretty good ratio. 8 of the first 11 have struck out on. What a pitch there.
Man, what a pitch. And there's that changeup you talked about, and that one was pretty. And you can see Jones, she wanted to hold off, try to get that timing, didn't swing, and that one just floated right down the middle for a strike.
Back-to-back pitches.
Back-to-back. Hey, if you fooled her once, try it again. Why not? Another K for Buford, and we are now headed to the top of the 5th here in Conway.
It's prime time on your time. Get more of your primetime favorites each weekday starting at 1:30 following our PBS Kids programs. Catch up on all the programs you love, including Exploring Arkansas, Nature, Antiques Roadshow, Arkansas Week, British Favorites, Mysteries, and more, beginning at 1:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. See the full schedule and all the ways to watch at myarkansaspbs.org/watch.
Winrock Automotive supports Arkansas athletes as a sponsor of the Arkansas PBS Sports broadcast of the High School State Championship games, with 7 dealerships across the state serving Little Rock, Conway, and Jonesboro. Winrock Automotive is community-focused and provides vehicle sales and service across Arkansas. We're honored to be a part of these unforgettable moments celebrating Arkansas student athletes. Winrock Automotive, connecting communities through service and support.
Well, with 2 on here in the 4th, let's look back at how Taylor was able to put up 6 runs. Kaylee McHenry getting the scoring going with a single to left that scored Macy Downs to get the first run on the board, and then Aniston Nolte taking advantage of some errors. That's going to score some more, but we talked about it. Ayla Buford, the double to deep left field, clearing the bases for 2 RBI. Kendall Hamlin joining the scoring as well. An RBI for her as Lexi Cannon comes in to score, and just like that, it was a 6-0 game. And Wes, we talked about it, just felt like it escalated so quickly for the Tigers, and with 2 outs, able to put 6 on the board. Just so impressive for them to be able to do what they're doing. And you can tell they're playing a little looser now, and as we now see Jenna Braswell step into the box, she's seeing if maybe they can add some more here in the top of the 5th.
I know those were the highlights, but it seemed to happen that fast.
It was
actually
that fast.
In the inning. It was just bam, 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 one after another. And it went from, you know, that you get that single 1-0 game, and you thought that was so huge, and then you look up, and all of a sudden it's 6-0. It was truly an avalanche by Taylor there in the 4th inning.
I didn't feel like we were able to even talk about what had happened before something else did happen again, and here we are at a 6-0 game in favor of the Taylor Tigers. As I mentioned, Jenna Braswell at the plate facing off against Lakin Cornett for the 3rd time. She struck out her first time and popped up to catch her the 2nd time.
You know, out of those 6 runs that scored, there were one earned run. That's it. The other 5 were unearned for Lakin Cornett. I do need to talk to the scorekeeper. I don't know about that error on the that little pop up behind second baseman in between. It was just in no man's land. That was a tough play for the second baseman. She was trying to get back there, and I don't think she ever got a glove on it. I think it was over her glove and in between the 2. I don't know. I would call that an error. I think that's just a hard luck base hit for Concord, and just fortunate for Taylor.
I think you got a good argument there. Jenna Braswell draws the walk, which brings up Adley Buford, who helped kind of get things going last inning, getting on base and seeing if she could do it again. We talk about here the power that we saw from the bottom of this lineup to keep that rally going. 3 of those runs coming from the bottom 4 of this lineup, including Adley Buford.
Only a freshman, so you know she's got all kinds of potential. She gets another
there, right up the middle, and just under the glove of the shortstop there, Kendall Devers, and just like that, Wes, Don't blink.
The
There are
Buford
runners on the base.
Bufords are coming through for Taylor. We've talked a lot about Ayla and what she's done on the mound. Of course, her double to the wall, but now Adley gets back on base, and we got another rally going for Taylor.
Brinley McClendon up to bat. She struck out twice in the 2 times she's faced Lake and Cornett. Now she sets down the bunt. That one goes foul to try to advance the runners here. And we talked about the bunting. We'll see if we can find someone who can lay down a bunt, Wes.
Brinley give it one attempt. She's hitting .364. She gets on base a lot. Her on-base percentage well over 500. Only 12 RBI on the year, so this is probably a position where they've asked her to bunt a lot.
There it is. Really well done there down the line. Draws the pitcher off the, the second baseman. That was a unique setup there. I'm sorry about that, but able to pull that together and get the out there. But the runners do advance, and so she does her job.
Second baseman came charging in, took it, slipped down, and heads up play by her to tag out the runner.
I didn't know that the second baseman was covering that way. I hadn't seen how they were set up in the field, and I don't know if I've ever seen that. Kaylee McHenry now up to bat. Daughter of head coach Courtney McHenry, which I don't know how often we've shown Coach McHenry on the broadcast today, but her team is rolling so far.
McHenry came up big the last time. See if she can do it again. She kind of got things rolling for them with the hit and the RBI.
Ooh, good pitch there by Cornett. That changeup kind of had McHenry frozen there, but that's okay. Just the first strike of her at bat. She's still ahead, 2-1.
There's Courtney McHenry right now. That's a good pitch by Cornett. When you're down 2-0, be able to throw that changeup in there. They're thinking they're probably going to see something straight coming in, and fooled her with that off-speed pitch.
3-1 count. There it is. Full count. She walks, and we now have bases loaded. So the Tigers with just 1 out with base runners at third, second, and first. An opportunity for Aniston Nolte, who walked her first time. Had that hit that was ruled an error, though. That scored a run.
Cornett really needs a strikeout here. It's the number 9 hitter in the lineup. Now she's hitting over 424, so she's a good hitter, but you want to try to have 2 outs with Ayla Buford coming up next.
Yeah, and you don't have anywhere to put Nolte right now, and so you've got to be able to see if you can have your defense turn a double play, get out of this jam, or strike her out and go with 2 outs here as you face Ayla Buford. But walking her is not what you're trying to do right now. That first ball a little high and outside. That's a good hit, and that is caught by the right fielder. Deep enough, it looks like, to, no, they're not going to send her. Oh, so.
Had the runner at second picked off. The runner at second tagged too and got halfway there, but they didn't catch that and could have thrown behind her and gotten out on the bases. Not sure why they didn't send the runner there.
No, I don't either, and of course we can't see much from where we're at, but I think that's best case scenario now if you're Concord, because she seemed deep enough to be able to score from home from third. And
looking on the replay, you know what? The runner on third took off at the hit, and she started charging down the line.
And once you have to come
and
back
by the time
and
she
tag
came back
up,
to tag, they didn't feel comfortable with her tagging.
Yeah, that is tough. So that is a big break there for Concord. Now with 2 outs and Ayla Buford up, but no damage there on that deep pop fly.
Well, you know, if you're not sure after she got off to, a slow tag, you got Ayla Buford coming up next. You don't want to make the 3rd out at home plate. So when you have such a good hitter coming up next, just be safe with it and let her make up for a little bit of a mistake.
That one bouncing into ball number 3 here against Ayla. And this is interesting, Wes. I'm curious, your Cornett, you just saw Buford take a ball deep left field off the wall, bounces off the wall. There's that strike.
That was a good
but you don't want to see her do it again. So you want to be selective with the pitches you're sending her way.
Be careful throwing it outside. You get it up a little bit, Buford's going to take it the other way. We've already seen her do it once.
Base is still loaded. 2 outs for the Tigers. Popped it up. It's looking like it's deep right field. Oh, center fielder there in right center field catches it just in front of the warning track, and just like that, Concord gets out of the jam. No damage done, and we are headed to the bottom of the 5th.
For more than 50 years, Arkansas PBS has been a trusted resource. Our high-quality programs are seen by viewers in every corner of our state, making on-air sponsorship a solid investment. Aligning your business with Arkansas PBS offers a powerful blend of community engagement, corporate philanthropy, and cause marketing. And our viewers remember and appreciate businesses that support our programs. Contact us today for more information on sponsorship opportunities.
This broadcast is underwritten, in part by
Centennial Bank supports communities across Arkansas and is a proud supporter of the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports, providing financial services since 1999. Member FDIC. More at my100bank.com.
Well, welcome back, and we are here rocking and rolling for the first game of our high school softball state championship games here in Conway on the University of Central Arkansas campus there at Shock Stadium. Hey, shout out to our camera crew, guys. I know they're working hard, and it's going to be hot out there, so make sure they got some water.
Well, you know, they're
Make sure they
thankful
got
for
some
this weather also. They're going to be out in it all day, every day, and they've got some beautiful weather to work with.
They got some nice scaffolding to stand on, too. Those high rises are pretty nice. Scaffolding support for this broadcast provided by In Kind by Legion Scaffolding. And for more information, you can visit Legend. I don't know why I'm reading that right? Legend
No,
Scaffolding.
Legion. You're right. You were right.
Okay, like American Legion.
Yeah.
Scaffolding.com.
They're legends, but
Okay,
it is
see,
Legion.
it's still early. What time is it? Have we hit noon yet?
No.
Not yet.
No.
It's all right. I can pull the It's Early card. Please forgive me if you're watching back home. Here we are in the bottom of the 5th. This is Maddie Ballantyne. She struck out her first time at bat, but trying to get stuff going here for Concord. And what a pitch there by Ayla Buford.
I hate to say she got off to a slow start because they didn't do any damage against her, but you just see how much more comfortable she is inside the circle right now. 4 innings pitch, 1 walk. That is it. 9 strikeouts.
Getting her to chase
10.
there for another strikeout. And you're right, though. I think as a pitcher, this kind of run support from your offense just makes you feel a lot more relaxed. You can just be more comfortable in the circle. You can be more aggressive with your pitch selection. And I say your offense, she's a big part of that as well, and the big part of the scoring. But she's now got an opportunity to just sit back and do what she does best.
It's one of those times. There's no doubt who the championship game MVP is right now with Buford in the circle. Just been outstanding, and then driving in some runs with her double. And almost did it again. I mean, she hit the ball out to the basically to the wall again. This time they were able to get back and catch it. But Buford's been just outstanding. I guess I should say Ayla Buford, because the other Buford's been pretty good too.
Adley's
the
at
Bufords are
first.
leading the
Ayla's
way.
in the circle. Kendall Devers now at bat. Got a 0-2 count on her, not a 1-2 count on her. She struck out her first time at bat, but a lot of her teammates did against Ayla Buford, trying to just get something going offensively here for Concord if they want to get back into this game here in the bottom of the 5th. But that is strikeout number 2 of the inning. And for Buford, we just saw her, I think, pitch that same pitch against Maddie Ballantyne, just outside, get her to reach. They set up outside just a little bit and able to reach there just under that ball. A great pitch selection, and that's what we said. She's got a lot of freedom right now to do whatever she wants right now.
You see it again, that outside ball is being called a strike, and so they're just peppering the outside. And sometimes they'll get Concord to swing at it. Sometimes they don't. It's hard to lay off of it. But now you got to swing at it.
You do. There you go. Brianna Jones fouling, or not foul. There it is. Pop up there to Buford.
There's nobody left on base.
An easy 1-2-3 inning for Taylor, and they're back up as we head to the 6th. Stick around, we'll be right back.
From the lessons that shape our children's futures to the stories that unite our communities, the impact of Arkansas PBS is undeniable. We give a voice to local news, art, history, and culture. Now more than ever, we need your help to keep this voice strong. Please help us to keep good going by making a gift of any amount to show your support for Arkansas PBS. Visit myarpbs.org/keepgoodgoing. Thank you.
This broadcast is underwritten, in part by...
Summerwood Sports Complex in Bryant features 4 courts across 2 gyms, located off Interstate 30, offering space for tournaments, practices, and training. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS. More at summerwoodsports.com.
If you want DVD copies of the state championship game, they're available from M&M Productions. More information at mnmproductions.net. And right now, it's looking like the Taylor Tigers in control of this one. 6-0 over Concord, looking for their 11th program title here on the softball diamond. Welcome back. Great to be with you here in the top of the 6th. The Tigers at bat now. Kendall Hamlin. This is her 4th time now through the lineup facing Lakin Cornett in the circle for Concord.
Hamlin's 1 for 2 on the day. She has a strikeout. Hamlin hitting .369, 2-hitter for the Taylor Lady Tigers, 2-3-4 up in this inning.
That one looked like it hit off just the hands of the bat there, and a foul ball. 1-2 the count. And
a little inside. She's going to check her swing, and it went ahead and nicked her.
Yeah, that's what those batting gloves are for. Kind of protect the hands as much as possible. It's still going to hurt a little bit. And that one looked like it hit the butt.
Knob?
No, it looked like it hit the knob of the bat, but she's saying it hit her elbow. I think let's see if we can replay it. It looked like it hit the knob. I think you're right. And
initially, I thought it hit the knob. May have nicked her elbow on the way back.
Let's watch here the replay. Oh, maybe it is her elbow, because I don't see the bat go all the way around.
Go back to that side angle. That's the one that would give us a good look. Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter now,
batting with the 2-2 count.
But we'll know if she's got a bruise on her elbow at the end of the game. Yep,
yeah,
it hit the elbow right there. So she had an argument to be made, and she's still in the batter's box, though.
Should have stepped out of the batter's box for a second and let that thing get red. Let that elbow get red and then have the proof.
I'm sure she might go up and show her after the game. Good hit there, pops it up. Kendall Hamlin, foul ball, gets another opportunity added here with a 2-2 count.
Look at that elbow. I think
count.
I see a little knot there going already.
Yeah, right there. I think she's got, she definitely had an argument, but nothing you can do about it then. She crowds that plate, though. I will have to say, there is ball 4 to get her on base, but really leans over the plate there, which when I was a batter, I was not about that. I wanted a little bit more room. I didn't like to be cramped. I'm kind of like that when I play golf, too. I don't like to be cramped. I want room to swing.
She was showing her coach the left elbow, but checked out okay.
See, this was more my style.
Yeah.
I wasn't leaning over home plate much. I looked like this. That one bounces ahead of the plate for ball 1 for Ashlyn Clark, and she struck out her first time, popped up her second time, and got on base, but she's got a runner to work with now at first base to see if she can add to the 6-0 lead the Tigers have right now. Foul ball.
Lily Tharp did a good job. Pitch before, got down, blocked it, kept that runner from advancing to second base. That's a big runner over at first base if Taylor's able to score and get that 7th run. That one bounced off her helmet. Foul ball. And I thought she was shaking her head when she came up. It went off her bat and then hit her in the helmet. Tharp again goes down and digs it out, but aggressive running, and Taylor takes second base on the ball in the dirt.
Yeah, you know, Hamlin able to be aggressive over there, and so now that takes away the force play at second. Now standing on second base is Hamlin with Clark still at the plate. We talk about pitch count for softball, which is so different, Wes, than baseball. Foul ball. Lake and Cornett. Here's the steal, the throw late, and good for the second baseman to back up that throw there. Lake and Cornett over 100 pitches so far in this game, and that just speaks to just the way that these softball pitchers have those abilities to have high pitch counts and pitch complete games. It's a lot different than in baseball with the arm movement and the wear and tear. Not as big on these pitchers' arms as it is in baseball.
What is a high number for a softball pitcher where you're up there like, ugh, that's getting up there to where it may be too many? Does it ever reach a point?
I think so, just because of it's all about endurance and stamina with each individual pitcher. But in your college ranks, you can have someone throw 130, 140 pitches a game and then come back the next day and pitch a complete game as well. We were looking at a college softball tournament for the GAC a couple weeks ago, and there was one pitcher, over 300 total pitches in 2 days. It was a lot. So it just kind of shows that softball pitching very different than in baseball. And you can pitch back-to-back days, as we now have runners on first and second for the Tigers. And Macy Downs sends that one back up the middle. That will not score. Hamlin will stop at third. Clark's at second. Downs at first with the base hit, but now you've got bases loaded, no outs for Jenna Braswell, who is now at the plate. See if she can get a run in for her teammates. And
Hamlin had to hesitate off second base. She took a couple of steps, then paused, looked back, saw that it was going to drop, then took off, and by then she just couldn't risk it to come home.
And there's no need to right now. Taylor up 6-0. Just you don't need to be as aggressive as you were when it was 0-0, and trust your offense. You have the stats that you do offensively up and down this lineup. I think they're pretty confident they can score at least one run here with no outs and bases loaded. And of course, Concord would like to think otherwise. They got out of a jam in the top of the fifth, trying to do it again here in the sixth.
Yeah, they got their infield in, bringing in everybody tight, probably come home with it. Try to keep that seventh run off the board. Braswell today is 0 for 2, but she did have a walk earlier, and that's really been the only thing Lake and Cornett's done poorly, with 7 walks now on the game. That's been way too many base runners for this Taylor Tigers team.
Looking at this offense, you mentioned them pinched in. That's because they're going home. They can't afford to have the Tigers score any more runs here to try to stay in this game, and they're daring Braswell to punch it past them into the outfield because their play is at home right now, and only at home if she's able to make any kind of contact.
Like that aggressive swing out of Braswell there on that 3-1 count. She did it again, couldn't get any contact on it. Good pitch from Lake and Cornett, went back-to-back little inside pitches and couldn't get around on it quick enough to make any contact.
First baseman 4, Adley Buford.
That is her 9th strikeout on the day for Cornett. It was a big one with bases loaded to get the first out of the inning. And your infield is still pinched in. There's still 1 out. But if she's able to strike out Adley Buford here, they can relax a little bit and get out of this jam. But Buford has had a lot of success so far today at the plate.
Bufords have been big for them today. It's been fun to watch them play. Adley looking for her 3rd hit.
It's a foul ball. She didn't like it anyway. You could tell she was frustrated with herself when she made that contact. So she gets another chance at it. Wants to keep this going here. And lays off that one. That was good. A 2-2 count now for Buford. And when you're playing in a championship game like this, Wes, you just, I remember as a softball player, you just want to play your best softball right now and contribute as much as you can. And you can see it from this Taylor Tigers team that they're dialed in, they're focused, and they're hard on themselves, I've noticed.
Taylor 7-19 with runners on, trying to get that 8th hit right now. Be big.
Sends this one into shallow left field. That is going to drop, and it looks like that is going to score maybe 3, at least 2. But that kind of, unfortunately for Concord there, and it hit, and then it bounced away from the left fielder there, and she had to turn around and go get it. And I can understand as a left fielder, you want to be aggressive. I think you could have been a little more aggressive, try to catch that, but you didn't want it to get past you. And unfortunately, I think she was hesitant on what she wanted to do, and it went past her, able to score 2 runs. And now the Tigers are up 8-0.
A left-hander when opposite field, when you go opposite field like that, it's got that spin. It's almost like a slice spin in golf, and it just hit, bounced left on her, and allows a couple of runs. But I just like Buford putting the ball in the bat, being aggressive with it, and good things happen sometimes when you hit the ball like that and pick up a couple of runs, a couple RBI, and the lead grows to 8.
I've been really impressed, as you mentioned, with Buford, a freshman in this lineup as a starter. You can tell she follows in her sister's footsteps very well. But a lot of talent, a big, bright future for her as well with this Tigers program as her sister moves on to play in the college ranks, and she gets to see what the next 3 years hold for her.
Callie McHenry up right now. She struck out her first time, but next she walked and got a walk in her 3rd appearance there in the 5th inning. Seen a lot of action in the last 3 innings from McHenry. A single and scored a run, then walked, stranded. They had a little rally going in the 5th, but 6th inning now they've taken advantage of it and scored 2 runs. Good pitch to get out of the inning.
That is going to end the inning. A good strikeout there by Cornett, but the damage was added to 2 more runs on the board for the Tigers. Concord trying to give themselves a shot after this.
I love it. We're on the precipice of a great discovery.
I love it.
Welcome.
Whoa, Nelly.
Let's set this palace on fire.
I love it.
Welcome to the News Hour.
What does it mean politically?
I love it.
Oh.
Fasten your seatbelt. I love it.
I love it.
Delighted to hear it.
You make a good team.
This broadcast is underwritten, in part by
Everett Buick GMC provides vehicles to Arkansas families and supports local organizations. Community involvement has been part of our story for generations. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports. More at everettbgmc.com.
Get your free live action photos from the game at myarpbs.org/photos. Great championship keepsakes there for you to remember these title games from. So remember myarpbs.org/photos. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot to go through right now if you're the Taylor Tigers.
Now this could be it. This is a big inning. This is a big inning for Ayla Buford. Not going to jinx her, but she has been outstanding today. Almost perfect. She gave up a walk earlier, but that's been it. 5 innings, 11 strikeouts for Ayla Buford.
You know, you've already jinxed her once today, Wes.
How did?
You added
with the 3
to the walks.
Yeah, I said she only had 3 walks on the entire season.
Yeah, now he's over here. You know, it's okay though. She'll forgive you, I'm sure. She's
we'll blame
had
it on the
herself a
nerves,
day.
state champion. I mean, even though she's been a state MVP of the finals 3 years in a row, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 3 outs away from being the state MVP
But
in
no
2025. But she has been just
no
outstanding.
jinx here. I think you're right. I think you're right. I like to give you a hard time, but she has been wheeling and dealing ever since her team gave her that 6-run cushion to work with. You could just, again, we've talked about it. You could tell she's feeling a lot more confident, comfortable in the circle with that kind of lead. Lainey Brackett up to bat for Concord. Lainey Brackett, Lexi Cannon, the bottom of the lineup, and then Lakin Cornett to round it out. And Concord trying to get some runs across here to keep this game going. Lainey Brackett striked out her first striked out. That is not English. Struck out. It's still before noon. That's going to be my excuse. Struck out her first time at bat.
That's how efficient she's been. This is her second at bat. She's only, we're in the 6th inning, and when you get 3 up, 3 down, pretty much, well, it has been 3 up, 3 down every inning because the one base runner they got was thrown out at second base. So it has been a very efficient day for Buford.
There it is, strike out to start the inning. Buford just looking more and more comfortable there in the circle. Lexi Cannon up to bat to try to get things going here for the Pirates. Gets that ball on the ground, a little blooper to shortstop, but that is no problem. Out number 2, and the defense picking it up for Buford when she needs it. It's been such a good game for her, as we've mentioned, Wes. 12 strikeouts, just that one walk on the day, 69 pitches. And we talked about Cornett, over 100 pitches. She's just at 69 right now. 49 of those have been strikes.
No errors for Taylor. Not that they've had a lot of opportunities with 12 strikeouts and what now, 17 at bats, but they've done a good job in the field also.
A 1-1 count on Lexi Cannon here. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th.
Going with the high stuff right there. That's hard to hit, right? But, Cornett just couldn't get around on it, but saw that coming and took a rip.
Sometimes it's hard to lay off those high balls. And there it is, strike number 3. That's out number 3 too. I think some people were wondering, okay, is that it? And it should be.
Where's the celebration? What are we doing?
Okay. All right, we're gonna go on a break, but I'm pretty okay, we're gonna go on a break. We'll be right back.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
It's one Cole Porter showstopper after another in a comic look at the staging of Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew.
Starring Lisa Davidson, Freddie DeTomaso, and Quinn Kelsey, and Yannick Nézet-Séguin conducts. Don't miss Puccini's opera thriller.
One gentleman showed me his coffee mugs that he had received as a wedding present, and they were $900, so that surprised me.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
This broadcast is underwritten, in part by...
For over 70 years, Farm Bureau Insurance has offered coverage for automobiles, homes, farms, and lives across Arkansas. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association. More at afbic.com.
Arkansas PBS is the home for high school sports. If you love seeing these high school sports championships live and also on demand, please consider making a gift to Arkansas PBS today. It has been fun calling this game. Alyssa Orange alongside Wes Moore, and we apologize for the confusion there at the bottom of the 6th. Wes and I both thought the run rule was 7 after 5. It is 10 after 5, and so It is an 8-0 game right now in favor of the Taylor Tigers. They are the away team here in the top of the 7th. So Concord will have one more opportunity to see if they can make any kind of comeback here in this 1A state championship game.
Bottom of the lineup up. Got Nolte for Taylor, looking to get a leadoff hitter on base. She is 1 for 2 today, or 0 for 2, but scored a run. She had a walk, and then I think she should have had a hit for that pop-up over the second baseman. I'm giving her a hit and make it 1 for 2 with the run scored.
We'll let you do that, Wes. I agree. That was a hard ball to get to. If you were watching any of the Arkansas softball regional from this past weekend for the Razorbacks, a very similar hit in that Oklahoma State game that Kaylee Davidson was able to, behind her shoulder, behind her back, kind of make that catch.
Made a great catch.
That's what they would have had to do to make that catch. So I think it's a hit. I'm with you.
That was an outstanding catch.
It was
That's
incredible.
from a college player, right?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
One of the top players in the SEC, and so to ask a high school player to make that's a little tough. And to give her an error on top of it,
It's okay, I'm with you. There, makes contact there, pushes it fair over third base, squeezes it past the third baseman. Great piece of hitting there by Aniston Nolte, and she is standing at second base. That brings up the top of the lineup, and once again, Wes, what a treat. We get to see Ayla Buford bat one more time.
no, that was a rip by Nolte to get them started. They're 8 for 26. They're hitting over 300 in the state championship game against a really good pitcher. So it tells you a lot about this Taylor Lady Tigers lineup.
It also tells you, too, just how it's come so quickly since the 4th inning. When you look at how this game started, strikeouts, a couple hits and some outs there. They didn't have any runs on the board until the 4th, and so it's gotten added to and built on very quickly here to put up these 8 runs for the Tigers. But that's just how lethal this Taylor Tigers offense is, and if it gets going, it can get going in a hurry. It is on display right now.
Yeah, when they got going, they've been impressive. 4th inning scored 6. 5th inning, they had an opportunity. They had runners on base, just could not get that big hit. The 6th inning, they did, scored a couple more runs. Buford for the day is 2 for 4. Scored a run, 2 hits, like I said, 2 RBI. She came close to a 3rd RBI. She's the one who flew out to the wall to end the inning, and in the 5th to not score any runs.
Good patience there to make it a 3-1 count on Buford here, the top of the 7th. As you mentioned, we just saw her finish things in the circle in the bottom of the 6th, and she's just been so dominant ever since that 6-run lead, and just like that, pokes it right back up the middle. A base hit for Buford. That's going to score Nolte, and it is a 9-0 game in favor of the Tigers. No outs, as we now have Kendall Hamlin at the plate.
Buford moves to 3 for 5 on the day. And look at that, just a
So much
rope
power.
right up the middle. And it was hit so hard the center fielder didn't have far to go, but almost didn't get there. She barely cut that off, or that was rolling all the way to the wall, and Buford's still running.
Ball 1 here on Hamlin. That's one thing, too, I've been really impressed with from Buford, and including that hit to left field that scored 2 runs, just the power and the body control that she has, that when she makes contact, it is going. This one deep into left, foul ball, just up against the wall from Hamlin. A little too early on that hit, but she got every bit of that one.
Thought that had a chance to get out of here.
Me too.
It just landed just short of the wall, but foul. Did it again. A little bit more foul this time.
That is a sign of someone excited in the batter's box, a little bit ahead of the ball if she's pulling it that way to her side. Get that timing right. Just a few more seconds, and that one's maybe finding that hole in left center field.
Hamlin swinging, isn't she? She's got one thing in her mind right now. Hit the ball. She is
the
attacking.
sophomore, this isn't her final game as a Taylor Tiger. She's got a lot more softball ahead of her, but yeah, she wants to make an impact like she can, any way she can here in this final game of the 2025 season for Taylor. You can see it. She's been waiting for this final at-bat.
Back to Buford, Ayla Buford. I got a tough question for you. You more impressed with her as a pitcher or hitter?
That is tough. Honestly, I think it's more impressive the way she's hitting the ball as a pitcher, because you don't see very often two-way players who do both like that, and for her to have such success in both, I think it's much more impressive for her to step out of the circle with all of that work she's doing on her arm and be able to have such control and power in the plate, or in the box at the plate. That'd be my answer.
Ride the fence. Sound like a politician.
Me?
Yeah, both.
There you go. I didn't say both. No, I said hitting.
More impressive as a hitter, as a pitcher, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're her college coach and she can only do one.
Well, why would you do that?
I don't know.
Shohei Ohtani is telling everybody that that's a thing of the past, Joe. The Texas Tech pitcher, who I am blanking on her name, does both too. She's been so dominant. I mean, she was at Stanford and now is at Texas Tech, about to play Florida State in the Super Regionals, a chance to go to the Women's College World Series, which I'm sure a lot of these players would love to have aspirations to play in one day. But I think just putting people in a pitcher or batter box is a thing of the past in this game.
That pitcher's up 1 of 3 for the finalists for the Player of the Year, along with Bree.
Along with Bree Ellis. Yeah, it's very impressive what she's doing. Now, I'm biased, so I hope they go to Tallahassee and lose, but she is one of the best players in the country.
How many pitches has Hamlin seen? What are we up to?
Fielder number 9, Ashlyn Clark.
No.
That's a great question.
But she's been battling. She was battling. Clark for the day is 2 for 2. Now, they still have the wrong stat. Sorry. 1 for 3 for Clark. Struck out her first time out, lined out to left field. Foul ball there. Got a single and was stranded, then walked and scored in the 6th inning.
And this is what we're seeing. You know, we just saw Isla Buford with a great pitch back up the middle to get on base, and then Kendall Hamlin fouling off all those balls to left field. That ball right there by Ashlyn Clark also going to the left side of the field. That's what happens, Wes, when you've seen a pitcher now for the 5th time.
Yeah.
Their timing is almost too good. They're seeing the ball a little too well, as now we see a stolen base there and a pitch runner.
Carson Langley came in for Buford and pitch ran, stole second. By the way, it was an 8-pitch at bat. She fouled off 4 straight in a row before taking a couple of balls. That was a good, productive at bat for Hamlin before fouling out.
But that's the difference, because we've been talking, and as you mentioned, they've only seen Buford twice. Concord has offensively, and now you're looking at seeing Cornett for the 5th time. You're just having a better idea, and your timing is like that, and you're sending the ball on down the left field line.
Yeah, I think it's part of it too. Is the score. When you're up 9-0. You just kind of, you're swinging free. You're up there, nothing to lose, just hacking away, being aggressive. There's no timid, you don't see any timid swings out of Taylor right now.
There's a lot of confidence, and you're seeing it in the way they're making contact with the ball right now. A foul ball back. Gonna bring, or a pass ball, excuse me. Now with a runner on third, and was looking at the stats here for Lake and Cornett, because I don't want to take anything away from what she's done today. Just an impressive day for her in the circle, battling for her team. That one dropping in to right center field. That's going to score the 10th run of the game for Taylor. And what a hit there by Ashlyn Clark to get things going. She stops at second base.
It was a good look at the replay right there. Head down, ball on the bat, taking it the other way. Hits it in the right center field gap. No chance for either one of the outfielders. Drives in her 27th run of the season. It's a heck of a way for that senior to go out, probably her last at bat, to hit a double to score run.
Macy Downs now, the sophomore here. Again, fouling it off. They're loving that left field line right now, and it's just because they're so comfortable hitting against Cornett now. But like I was saying before that hit there that scored the run, what Cornett has done in the circle with 10 Ks, she's walked 7, But Wes, we talked about this, up to 154 pitches. I mean, I don't care who you are, on what level you are, that is a lot of work on that arm. And that one off the wall, off the pole there. That's gonna score. Downs is gonna try to go to third, and she does, standing up a triple for Downs. That's another run for Taylor, and they are up 11-0. They're just seeing the ball so well right now. Just one out today, or in this inning. And
well, Macy Downs came in hitting .543, and the sophomore just adds to it. She's going to have a 2-for-3 day. She picks up her first RBI of the game. But Macy Downs just absolutely just came up, what, about 4 feet short of a home run. It looked like it hit on the fence the fair pole.
It hit the pole itself. I think the left fielder thought maybe this one was drifting, and then it hit the pole fence right there and bounced in, and I don't think she expected it to do that. It almost like it's caught her off guard. Jenna Braswell up to bat now, has Macy Downs hanging out at third base. 1 out for Taylor.
Braswell officially 1 for 2. 1 run scored, 2 walks. She walked her first 2 appearances. Remember, Macy way back when was the first base runner for Taylor when she took a walk in the 2nd inning. Followed that up with a walk in the 4th inning and scored.
I think top to bottom in this lineup, Wes, we've seen contributions from everybody. From once they've gotten kind of their rhythm down those first 2 innings, but Macy getting on base, kind of slowly chipping away till it all came together in the 4th. But everyone 1 through 9 has contributed here for this Tigers lineup, and it's why they're up right now 11-0. It's why they feel so comfortable and confident in the way they're swinging the bat here in the top of the 7th.
Well, to your point, everybody on this Taylor team has scored except for 2 players. They've been on base a lot, been able just to create some rallies. When you score 11 runs, it's been spread out through the entire team. Up to 12 hits now. A couple of the players with 3 hits apiece. Oh, the Bufords, they each have 3 hits. Ayla is 3 for 5, and Adley is 3 for 4. They have 5 RBI combined.
You think they're going to talk about this game at the dinner table tonight?
They're going to talk about it at the dinner table for a long time.
Probably. Well, if this holds out the way that it looks like it will, and Taylor goes on to win their 11th overall program title, their 8th in a row as that 12th run scores. Macy Downs there on that Jenna Braswell round out. Ayla will have won 4 rings. So Adley can't do any better than that.
She can tie her. That's it. That's the pressure's going to be on her.
There it is. She's got to win 4 now
Yeah.
if this continues, because big sister won 4, and if I win less than 4, then she's going to have that over my head the rest of my life.
Just so we had a pinch hitter. So Heidi Barr came in. She gets the credit for that RBI with the slap to the shortstop. Score a run.
McClendon sends this one through the infield and to left for the base hit to get on.
That was Adley again.
Adley
came back up after the pinch hitter for Braswell, and Adley gets her 3rd hit of the game, so she does have some bragging rights right now.
There you go. What a swing. Again, they're just seeing the ball so well right now. You talked about this, okay, so 3 hits in the championship game versus, what is her, let's see what, 13 strikeouts. Which one matters more?
Oh,
see, that's the stuff they're going to talk about at the dinner table, right? We don't have to have any. They can fight over that, but that's what they're going to be talking about. Brinley McClendon here.
McClendon looking for her first hit of the game. 0 for 3. Got a couple strikeouts.
I have to say this too about the Tigers that's been impressive, specifically this inning, the last inning. They have such a lead right now. They could have let off the brakes. They could have just, oh, no big deal. They're dialed in. They're still focused, Wes. They're making great contact. hitting the ball well, driving in runs. I mean, they have not lost focus despite the fact that it's a 12-0 game.
They're having a little fun. It's been a while since they could have fun like this. First round of the state tournament, they beat Jasper 16-0. Then they had a couple really close games. They beat Taylor 8-7, and then Scranton, that was just a nail biter. Taylor wins it 3-1. So they're actually, they get to relax a little bit and have a little fun.
There is out number 3 for Concord. They're going to go into the dugout, see if they've got a rally in them, and we'll see you here on the other side for the bottom of the 7th after this.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
I must face the fact that nothing will ever come of my writing. I had opportunities, squandered them.
Let's get you inside. If you're looking for us to take her in, the answer's no.
You are about to take your vows. Do you feel ready?
Her voice catapulted her to stardom.
She seduced the world.
But for Julie Andrews, fame was overwhelming.
Who is ever prepared for something like that?
Only on Arkansas PBS.
This broadcast is underwritten, in part by
Centennial Bank supports communities across Arkansas and is a proud supporter of the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports, providing financial services since 1999. Member FDIC. More at my100bank.com.
Welcome back here for this 1A state championship game between Taylor and Concord. We have reached the bottom of the 7th. Wes Moore, Alyssa Orange alongside here calling this game, having a little bit of fun. You can get all the latest information from Arkansas PBS. Visit myarpbs.org/sign up. Hang out with us here in the Arkansas PBS crew. It's been a fun game 1, Wes, especially if you're the Taylor Tigers, who are 3 outs away from another state title, their 8th in a row.
Ayla Buford trying to finish things off. Buford has been outstanding today. Buford, 1 walk, 13 strikeouts, and the rest zeros.
Taylor White facing her for the 3rd time here. The 1-1 count, and the Pirates trying to rally, see if they've got something left in the tank here. But specifically over these last 3 innings, Taylor's just been so dominant in this game. And we've talked about it, their offense just gets going in a hurry if you let it. And that's exactly what's happened these last couple of innings. Concord really just unable to get on base to try to make anything happen against how dominant Ayla Buford has been. Ayla Buford has been in the circle.
White's been the only one. White got on base in the 1st inning with a walk, and that's it, right? So that's the only other runner they've had for this game.
Not a lot of pressure on this defense and on Buford in the circle with base runners for Concord, but trying to see what they can do. That is strike number 3, out number 1 for Buford, and now the Tigers 2 outs away from a championship as Lily Tharp steps into the batter's box for Concord.
Pitch number 13, Lily Tharp.
The senior here, her last at-bat as a Lady Pirate. She bats .430 leading into this game, one of the top 3 production offensive weapons that this team has. And I have to say, has done a heck of a job behind the plate catching for Cornett today.
Tharp struck out looking in the 1st inning. In the 4th, she
had a single in the 4th.
She got on base on a swinging strike.
Yep.
That was the wild pitch.
Yes,
That's
it was.
the runner that I was.
Yep.
I knew they had somebody else on base.
Pops this one up into the middle of the infield there, and no problem. That catch easy for Macy Downs. 1 out away for Taylor, and you can see it a little bit on that smile on Buford's face. She knows she is 1 out away from her 4th ring as a Taylor Tiger to end her career. I don't know if it gets any better than that. We mentioned this could be their 11th state championship. That is more than any other program on any other level, Wes, in the state.
And they've already set the record with 7 titles in a row. They're just trying to up their record by another one, get their 8th title in a row, their 11th title overall.
Brooke Jones here at the plate for Concord, seeing what they can do. Gets that one, and there it is. That's the 3rd out, the final out of this game, and Taylor, mission accomplished for the Lady Tigers. Congratulations to them as they win another 1A state championship, their 8th in a row, their 11th as a program. It is a 12-0 shutout of Concord. They won it last year with a shutout over Scranton, and they are the champions. Congratulations to the Tigers. A well-fought, great offensive day for them. We'll be right back with the trophy ceremony after this.
This broadcast is underwritten, in part by...
Summerwood Sports Complex in Bryant features 4 courts across 2 gyms, located off Interstate 30, offering space for tournaments, practices, and training. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS. More at summerwoodsports.com.
This broadcast is underwritten, in part by...
Everett Buick GMC provides vehicles to Arkansas families and supports local organizations. Community involvement has been part of our story for generations. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association and Arkansas PBS Sports. More at everettbgmc.com.
This broadcast is underwritten, in part by...
For over 70 years, Farm Bureau Insurance has offered coverage for automobiles, homes, farms, and lives across Arkansas. Proud to support the Arkansas Activities Association. More at afbic.com.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
Some are born to adventure, and others are not.
These are difficult times, Captain.
What may come between us?
Nothing in my life has meaning without you.
You said that the house held secrets.
Have you discovered any dreadful revelations yet?
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
And now for the Class 1A
Official championship apparel and memorabilia for this season are available at ArkansasHighSchoolSports.com. And I tell you what, Wes, there is not a feeling quite like raising up a championship trophy. Congratulations to the Taylor Tigers. They are your 2025 1A champions with a 12-0 win over Concord this morning here at UCA. It has been such a fun time calling this game. And again, if you want to visit ArkansasHighSchoolSports.com, you can get all your championship gear there. Again, congratulations to the Taylor Tigers. A dominant performance from them today offensively, a dominant performance by Ayla Buford in the circle, and she wins her 4th state title. And they take home their 11th as a program. For Westmore and Alyssa, I'm Alyssa Orange. It's been a lot of fun here. Congratulations to them. And Wes, so dominant after the fourth was this Tigers team?
It was a pitcher's duel for the first 3 innings. No score until McHenry gets a center and down scores to make it 1-0. Then the floodgates open. Aniston Nolte, I'm giving her a base hit on this. That's a tough play. It was ruled a fielding error, but scored a run there. Then Ayla Buford gets a double. Kendall Hamlin reached on another error. Ashlyn Clark kept it going. Later on, that's another Buford hit. And the Bufords were big in this game. And that's Ayla with a double. And the pitching story, there's another Buford hit, by the way, right up the middle. The Bufords dominating this game, but it's Ayla Buford on the mound throwing a no-hitter. She started the state tournament with a perfect game in the first game, and then she ends it in the championship game. There she is, the state tournament MVP. And that means 4 straight years. Not only did she win a state title, she won the state tournament MVP, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Just an incredible player that Southern Arkansas is getting. And she was definitely the player to watch today.
Much deserved for Buford, and again, congratulations to the Tigers that they win the title in softball. But stick around because the 1A baseball game is just around the corner at 1 o'clock, and Taylor trying to go 2 for 2 today. Their baseball team competing for a state title. They play St. Joseph's today. That's next at 1 o'clock. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be right back here at 4 o'clock with a showdown between Sheridan and Benton. That one is going to be real fun. Buckle up for some good softball there. Looking forward to that. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at 4.